Brengen en zo. Dat vond ik toch wel een formidabele geste van twee renners die dan wel in het verleden in een andere ploeg reden en zelfs nog een tijdje in discussie geweest zijn samen. Vond ik dit toch wel een formidabele geste van Pieter Wening.
Het meer van Gerard Meer, een van de trekpleisters hier in de Vogese. Gerard Meer ook een van de mooiste steden van de Vogese regio. De parel van de Vogese genoemd. Gedomineerd door het massief van de Ballon d'Alsace in de Haute-Vallée de la Dolaire. Het is een artificieel meer van 9 hectare. Het is ook best diep, tot 22 meter. Het was een pittige strijd toen, die 8e etappe in 2005. Dat was voorlopig de laatste ronde van Armstrong, tot hij besloot terug te komen. En dat was de dag van de grote off-day bij de troepen van Armstrong. Collectief eraf. Maar wat herstelden ze toen snel in die tijd? Gerard Meer, Wening, Kleuten. Bovenop de top en in de afdaling met z'n tweeën weggereden. Van Wening.
Ja, maar als we nu iets niet willen, dan is het echt oorlog, hè, het leven. Nee, ik bedoel, koers is oorlog. Uiteraard is koers oorlog op het moment dat het oorlog moet zijn. Maar sponsors die 10, 15 miljoen euro in de wielersport steken en daarvoor toch wel proberen 50, 60 mensen het jaarlijks loon te geven. En die worden dan op één slag voor een groot stuk onthoofd. Dan is het misschien niet slecht om daar eens verder over na te denken. En echt.
Kijk hier, Lucas.
Tiens les gentils monsieur là, je vous donne d'eau, t'as soif?
Je m'étire.
Bonjour,
Salut les filles.
Ça va? Ça va?
Il faut marquer.
Đấy nữa. Tiếp rồi.
Elle fonce tout droit.
Een bepaalde impact op het peloton. Als die mannen zeggen we gaan het zo doen, dan wordt er toch vaak naar geluisterd.
Luisteren. Luisteren doen we naar Jurgen van den Broek. Jurgen van den Broek voor een eerste soort van proef. Je kan dat onmogelijk een examen noemen, want die heeft al met de bravoure afgelegd in de voorbereidingswedstrijden en in de ronde van 2010. Maar toch altijd een kleine prikkel, die eerste test, zo'n klim van 6 kilometer. Hoe gaan die benen reageren na alle trammeland? Ook hij is een paar keer, zij het zacht, tegen de grond gegaan. Hoe ziet hij het zitten, Jurgen van den Broek?
Jurgen van den Broek, nog voor de koers vertrokken was gisteren, lag je er al bij. Maar als je vergelijkt wat de anderen hebben meegemaakt, is het, of was het peanuts? Hè?
Gewoon, maar ja, dikwijls gebeurt dat niet in de neutralisatie, dat er in elkaar gehakt wordt. Dus, denk ik.
Je hebt hem verkend, vertel er eens iets wat over.
Ja, iedereen weet het is stijl en het is niet lang. Dus, maar ja, als we aan een slakke tempo naar boven gaan rijden, gaat het niet lastig zijn. Dan gaan ze koers gaat lastig zijn, dus kan ik nu niet op antwoorden.
Ben je nerveuzer nu dan anders?
Ik zou niet weten waarom.
Succes Jurgen.
Klaar.
Ik hoop dat dan de fase van de supercompensatie komt. Ik ben benieuwd of hij de Tour uitrijdt. Ook al zeggen ze dat haast in koor, de realiteit wijst dat altijd anders uit.
Ja, het is ook zo dat er niet echt heel veel zal mogen gebeuren, hè, op het einde van de Tour. De laatste week zo, wanneer er... Ja, waarom dan niet hier? Hè? Wegens, ik denk de ploegleiding kennende, vooral Piper kennende, dat met dat soort zaken niet echt heel goed kan omgaan. Hè. Om niet te zeggen heel moeilijk zelfs.
De strengheid van Piper, waar we het gisteren ook al over hadden. 58 kilometer van het einde trekken we alweer door een van die typische fraai gekleurde.
Hey, klaar.
Ja, maar wat is... Dat kan niet.
Het is klaar.
Voet van de ballon d'Alsace. En dat had vooral te maken met de gramschap van ene Eddy Merckx. Die dacht van, die Duitser Altig maakt het me hier moeilijk. Ik zal er eens een lap op geven. Altig was wel mee. Ook Roger de Vlaming was mee, maar die viel. Ook Joachim Galera was mee. En dan kwamen ze aan de voet van de ballon d'Alsace. Merckx schakelde een paar tanden bij. Galera nogthans een berggeit plooide als eerste. En Altig Jandori die bleef aan het wiel hangen. Dat Merckx...
Nee, staat erop, kijk. Col du Mont des Fourches. Hoogte 620 meter. Derde categorie, 2 punten.
De Planche des Belleville, de slotklim, is geen col. Het stopt hier. Bij een col kun je de overzijde bereiken. Het volgende dal.
Ils arrivent. sont là. Regarde, tu vois? Regarde, regarde bien. Et t'as le droit de crier là, vas-y, ouais! Regarde. Ah, t'as le droit d'applaudir, de crier si tu veux, hein. Vas-y, vas-y. Allez, crie, vas-y, ouais! Alors, surtout, tu restes bien là. Regarde l'hélicoptère où il est. Regarde, t'as vu? T'as vu, ils sont beaucoup là, hein. Voilà, tu restes bien comme ça, Max, c'est très bien. Super. Super. Au-dessus de ta tête. T'as vu, c'était beaucoup là, hein? T'as vu? Voilà, surtout tu restes bien vers moi comme ça là. Voilà. Regarde.
De sfeer binnen de ploeg goed is. En dat die mannen zich zomaar niet geven.
Ga er maar vanuit dat Martin Veres daar toch wat had de linkerbal. Wel even naar de kop. En Riblon, dat is het tippen waar je zelden van af bent. En dan Fofanov, die al 1 kaart op tafel gelegd heeft. Van de Velde. Hij heeft het tempo opgejaagd. En past nu. Dan zit er nog 1 man voor Martin. Het lijkt me Miller nog altijd. Ja. Bolhagen ook nog altijd goed mee voorin. Hier is Zabriskie.
Met het rode nummer van de
strijdlust van gisteren.
Strijdlust van gisteren.
Een lange veld. Maar die heeft ook al dagen op kop gereden. Hinkepie, goed mee. Dicht bij TJ van Garderen.
Wagens aan de
Daar
kant.
komt Vinokourov. Daar komt Vinokourov. Zouden hier gezanten zitten van mannen die inderdaad op ritwinst mikken. Zoals die Fofanov. Probleem voor Jurgen van den Broek. En dat is op een bijzonder slecht moment. Een technisch probleem voor Jurgen van den Broek. En hij maakt zich boos, geïrriteerd. Laat zich weer op gang duwen.
Door Bak.
Laten we hopen dat dat nu opgelost is. En dan moet hij gaan achtervolgen.
Hier zijn hier, oei, ze rijden af. Hey, kom aan! Hey! Oké, lights op! Hey! Hey, kom hier, volgens me! Perfect! laten vallen nu, zie je dat? Al die dingen. Hey. Hey, Van den Broek! Van den Broek!
Team taking it up, and riders scattered everywhere, and this is going to be the problem for Van den Broek because the cars are not in between. If normally you had the bunch together, all the cavalcade of cars, he would make it back in much easier to the main peloton, but here we can see just nobody out in front of him. This is going to be a difficult one. We should be seeing some of the riders who are left in the bunch from Lorto.
Van den Broek was gelost. Aan het platteland laten zien. Hier in Van Lotto. Hey, kom aan. Hè? Hey, kom aan. Hier, de foto. Ik ga straks in de bal, is goed? Sorry, hè? Ik ga straks in de bal. Van den Broek was gelost, heb je zien? Goed ook.
It's all coming back and trying to get Van den Broek back into main peloton.
Yeah, he has to. He's got to get back up to the front as well. These are the remaining riders in the breakaway. Fofanoff is determined to push on. 36 seconds only, though, is the advantage that they have. Somebody's going to have to go absolutely great guns from the remaining breakaway riders if they want to get back there. Oh, look. That's interesting. Comes past him on the... Noyens, the Belgian. Caught out somehow there, but he's got back in front of Jurgen Van den Broek and doing a bit of pace setting there for just slips in front of him straight away and
Johnny, come on!
He's lost contact here, but he knows this final is not for him, and I think he's just left the group right away from without giving 100% to try and stay in there. Now he's taking it up in front of Jurgen Van den Broek, and this. He possibly could, give a good hand out to Van den Broek and hopefully get him back in the bunch, because a real bad moment for him to have a mechanical problem.
Very, very bad. So fellow Belgian Nick Noyens gets in front of Jurgen Van den Broek, and he'll drill it as much as he can to help Van den Broek get back up.
Heel goed. Sieberg hier.
Long way back, and they're not going to slow up for this one, because the pace is already high. They're already on it, trying to set up their riders for either keep them out of trouble or set them up for the win today. So hanging around for a man who's...
Ik was niet eerste. Ja. Dat was bijna komen vallen. Oké. Allez Ferrar, come on. Vertigo.
And Sky are on the front. Edvald, Boas and Hagen ahead of 1, 2, 3, 4 of his men, one of whom will be Bradley Wiggins. Out of trouble, that's where it needs to be, Sean, for him.
Yes, they're really pushing on here from Sky Team, and it's all about getting a good position as we go to the final climb of the day.
Oh dear, oh dear. Valverde.
And Carpet's giving him a wheel, I reckon.
Did he give him a wheel? You surely didn't give him the bike. Vladimir Carpet is about 6'4". And Alejandro Valverde getting a wheel, and a disaster for him today. You cross him off the list as well. Did you have him on the list?
No.
You didn't have him on the list. He could have been on the list, though.
Yes, he would.
The only
but
one that
wasn't. Oh, Carlton. No, I think after yesterday I wasn't putting him on the list. I said with the 5-6 riders I had, I was definitely in there as a winner, but still some very good strong riders here.
Big split. No, there's only about 30 riders here now. See Yanis Burakovic is in here, Ivan Basso is in here, and the Garmin Sharp men are now not on the front, Sean, and it's Sky doing all the work.
Yes, well, it's not the place to be on the front, and I was surprised with Miller riding so strong there 5-7 kilometers earlier, because he had Dan Martin in his wheel much too forward in the main peloton. You have to sit back there in about 10th or 15th position, leave the other big teams, because they are wanting to do it here. We can see Sky, we can see BMC, we did see Lotto as well taking it up, so there's enough teams there to control the situation. And when you see the time advantage, I would just play bluff, sit Dan Martin back there in 10th or 15th position, because taking him right up to second man in the front of the peloton, you're going to make him too nervous too early.
Count Peter Sagan off your list there. He's out the back.
I still have a winner.
Yeah. Hey Carlton, who are you backing?
I backed Sanchez early on, yeah.
Samuel Sanchez, or not Luis Leon in the break?
No, Sammy.
No. Of course, that's very...
Did you not say Luis Leon?
I think he did, actually.
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Did you not? That's a canny move, though, just saying Sanchez, though. You can go each ways there, can't you?
This is causing a lot of problems this stage today. Surprising that the bunch, we have 40 riders in that leading group, and we can see Van den Broek here not too far off the main peloton. We can see the red Commissaire's car there. I reckon that's the tail end of the peloton. Hopefully.
Seconds for the breakaway men who remain ahead. Riblon, the other Sanchez, Luis Leon, Chris Anker Sorensen, Dmitry Fofanov and Martin Velits. And they're coming to the foot of the climb. You can see it'll just zip up to the right hand side. And it's not the steepest section here. As they get onto it, they're starting the climb now. They are finishing for the first time ever at La Planche de Belleville. And Chris Anker Sorensen leads them onwards. They're almost upon them with 5.8 kilometers to go. This is where it gets exceptionally steep. Luis Leon has just peeled off. Can't stay ahead. And Chris Anker Sorensen tries to sit in the saddle and move as much as he can. They're gearing today. They'll be using maybe 26, 27, who knows, here. Maybe less.
25.
25 maximum, you think?
You might have needed.
I needed a 37, mate. No, 27.
No, 39.27, I believe they're using. Oh, 39.25, sorry. Just...
Fofanov having trouble engaging the gear there, as Michael Albacini and Chris Anker Sorensen have Christophe Riblon just hanging onto the coattails there. There he is as Sky begin to just eat up here. They're in front of the peloton at the moment. It's Michael Rogers setting pace. This is Tony Martin, world time trial champion, slipping gracefully out of the back of the peloton on this climb. And Chris Anker has left Albacini behind. Albacini takes a can of Coke, I think, from the side of the road there. He knows his day is over. Chris Anker, you could not mistake his riding style for anyone else, could you? slightly knee out, head bobbing from side to side, pulling the most extraordinary faces. As Bernard Eisel is setting pace. No, I thought what else? Sorry, what am I saying? Rogers. And then Port, and then Wiggins, and then Froome. Look at Cadel Evans just sitting on the wheel on the left-hand side of Bradley Wiggins here. Oh, Robert Hessink in trouble again here in the middle of this group. He had nothing in the legs yesterday. Got Volker Mollema also there. Both of them involved in crashes. Every single Rabobank man remaining in the race crashed yesterday. This is a viciously steep climb. And still no Jurgen van den Broek in here. Rogers from Sky, the Australian three-time former world time trial champion. He's giving as much as he possibly can. Leipheimer in trouble. He doesn't like the super steep stuff, and this is super steep. He's losing contact. He's losing contact, and he's behind Robert Hessink and Volker Mollema here. The man who's trying to set the pace for the two Rabobank men is Laurens ten Dam. Pierre Rolland still in the front group though. Philippe Gilbert suffering. And there's going to be riders like this in ones and twos scattered all over the place, Sean.
Yes, so well we can see the pace being set by Rogers from Sky, putting a lot of riders out the rear door, and it's just going to be constant riders, losing contact here as we go towards the finish.
Yep, Faulkner losing contact. This Fabian Cancellara is now behind Jurgen van den Broek, who's struggling to get back on. Is that Chavanel just ahead of him? I think it is. Sylvain Chavanel lose contact at the front. Sky doing a terrific job, 4 riders here at the front, but the others can just sit and wait behind them. Cadel Evans just sitting in there. Nibali is in this front group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back. Pierre Rolland in the dark, the emerald green of a Europe car, having a better day than he had yesterday and to chase back on. Richie Porte, who will be the next man ahead of Wiggins. He's taken up this role very well over the last few races. And Chris Froome is just behind. Scarponi is in this group, we can see. Frank Schleck is in the group. Scarponi in the pink and the blue with the fluorescent yellow bike of Lampre there. Nicolas Roche from AG2R Le Mondial is in this group. That's good for him. And TJ Van Garderen is beginning to suffer. Best young rider on that classification. And lying well up in the general classification overall. TJ Van Garderen 4th at 10 seconds. Is fighting to maintain contact with his front group, but it's fracturing. And look at Cancellara. This is a great ride by Fabian Cancellara. He's got over the very steep stuff, and it just evens out a little bit. Taking a very tight line around the bend. I mean, it is much shallower to go around the outside than up the inside of the hairpin there, but he clearly feels he's strong enough. Ivan Basso. Look at this, the huge gaps appearing here, Sean. Lots and lots of favourites just being detonated.
Yes, we can see the pace being set by the Sky team. It's really, causing problems for a lot of the big favourites, and just a line of riders there.
Frank
Schleck in difficulty.
Frank Schleck, Chris Horner is just ahead of him, but Frank Schleck is being distanced.
Cloden.
Here comes Dan Martin trying to make his move up the inside, and it is Cloden, isn't it? Andreas Cloden in trouble. He was right at the front just now, but suddenly this constant pace from Sky has taken its toll on Andreas Cloden. Richie Porte, the Tasmanian rider, now takes over. Wiggins is doing a great job here. Not the sort of climb he would enjoy, if you can say enjoying any climb, but it's just so up and down ramping.
Well, a good tactic by Sky, because they really rode into the difficult part of the climb at a strong pace and keep it real strong. And that's what Wiggins likes, just a continuous, real strong tempo. He doesn't want anybody to go in the attack where the pace changes a lot. So they're doing a real good job for Wiggins here.
They've done a huge amount of work. They go out and train, looking at what power he's producing at any one time, as Rogers has done his job. any one time, and how much power he can sustain over a climb like this. And then they just ride to that tempo. They get to it. And Sanchez, Carlton's choice today, Samuel Sanchez, suffering as well on this pace. They ride to the you know, without anything getting in the way, like somebody literally launching a massive attack up the road. They find what power they need, what they can sustain, and they keep going. They keep going and going and going, and that is what Wiggins is doing here, and it's causing all sorts of problems for other riders. Huge amount of riders in trouble here. That's Maxime Montfort, 10th overall of the GC, who's suffering. Nibali is up in this leading group, looks across to his right-hand side. Cadel Evans is shadowing Bradley Wiggins. Here's the yellow jersey of Fabien Cancellara. He's ahead of Sylvain Chavanel and doing a very fine job indeed. He won't like this much, but you've seen him on the Tour of Flanders, how good he is on the very steep stuff, but it's a lot longer than that. 5.9 kilometers.
In this group, doing real well.
Hanging in is the thing. Jaime Zubeldia is the best placed Radio Shack man up here, Sean. The veteran climber, Spanish climber, is still in this leading group for Radio Shack, as is Pierre Rolland, as is Nicolas Roche. And this is Andreas Kloden, number 15 there, being passed by Fabien Cancellara. Oh, that is a bad day for Kloden. He'll look across and see Cancellara, and that won't do his spirits any good at all. Not one iota. Peter Velets, the other Velets brother, just being passed. Frank Schleck is all by himself here. Nobody around him. Apart from Horner helping Kloden, Sean, there isn't much you can do, really. You just have to ride at your own pace here.
Yes, and we can see Schleck just pushed on a bit here, but again...
8 riders only.
Yes, it will be difficult for him to make it back in, but he's going to try and limit his losses here.
8 riders only in the front. Brakovic now suffering. Oh, and Roche too. This relentless pace, it's cracking them one by one by one. They had 8 riders in the group there. Rein Taramai still in that group as well. From Cofidis, the former Estonian national road race champion, still in this front group.
And he's, of course, the young jersey classement. He's in third position at the moment, only at 12 seconds off, so he is going to make a big move up in that classement.
Yeah, TJ van Garderen has had real trouble staying with this group and could not do. Pierre Rolland, who was riding towards the front with Sky, is beginning to slip to the back of this little group. Roche could get back on at this point with Brakovic. It's not so steep here. Could he possibly work with Brakovic to get back on? They're going to have to. There is Zubeldia at the back, number 19. Rolland in the emerald green. Rein Taramai is also in the group from Cofidis. Menchoff is the Katusha rider, 131 there behind Vincenzo Nibali. Nibali in the lime green and blue, and then the red and white with the big white band through the middle of it horizontally around the chest is the colours of Katusha and Denis Menchoff. Very difficult to tell that from Cofidis from the overhead shot sometimes. Chris Froome quite rightly putting a hand out to stop the spectator running up the side there. This is too steep for these guys to be pestered. It's way too steep. Frank Schleck on the, he's got Tony Galopin to help him now. He must be really in trouble if Galopin's helping him. That's the local boy just behind we saw there, Thibaut Pinot. And I think this man's doing a gallant job, Sean. Fabien Cancellara, it's a difficult climb for him.
Yes, it was always going to be a difficult climb. This, you know, the real steep gradient, suffering, but just putting in, you know, a big performance here.
Samuel Sanchez, there's a broken man.
Oula. Voiture dépannage. Je prendrais bien une petite roue carbone à nouveau.
Elles sont belles les roues au moins, si c'est la voiture.
Ah, c'est des Mavic, hein. Ouais, c'est des carbone, ouais, c'est des Mavic.
Et les vélos.
Because Frank Schleck is coming to get up to him. I mean, if you want to see how fast these guys are going, this guy on the left-hand side, idiot that he is, they're running, they're sprinting up the hill.
Yes, and Port have just peeled off, and we can see Froome taking it up and really just putting another injection of pace in here. And what a ride by Team Sky, because they, you know, two riders there with Bradley Wiggins as we get to the 2 kilometre to go mark, and they're doing a fabulous job. And we can see, you know, this group is everybody is just clinging on here. This 8 riders we've got in the leading group.
Tomblaine-La is the rider at the front here, the Radio Shack man. And what is he's just going to have to ride for himself. I'm not quite sure what they'll be thinking. I think for a second there he was looking behind to see how far everybody else was back.
Ah, ça arrive là. Ça arrive. Oh putain. Oh la vache. Eh, je t'avais dit, hein. Allez, il y a pas de temps, hein, je crois. Ouais. C'est pas Vino ça, non, c'est pas Vino.
But he has been shed. This is a brilliant ride by Sky. This is not partisan commentating. This is a brilliant ride by Sky. They have just killed off virtually everybody. But maybe Nibali has a point. It's Samuel Sanchez, the Olympic champion. Should have been a day for day for him. Frank Schleck with Tony Galopin here. He's gone out of the back door. And one by one, they're just all being ridden off the wheel. Froome leads Wiggins ahead of Nibali. Brilliant ride by young Rein Taramai here, and he's trying his hardest to stay up there. TJ Van Garderen, leader of the best young rider, has gone as Tomblaine-La continues to churn away here, and Menchoff and Roland will have to go up together. They're within the last 2 kilometres. And it's just taken a massive amount out of them, Sean, this. I mean, it's actually not super steep here, but it's just taken a huge amount out of them, the pace that's been set up the front.
Yes, well, it's all about the pace, and you know, you really go deep to stay in the steeper section, and then when you get on the flatter sections, the team is pushing it on, and you're, you know, always on the limit. And we can see with Sky there, Port was pushing it on for a long time, then Froome takes it up, and it just spits out 3-4 more riders out of the leading group.
Varakovic comes back up to the wheel of Pierre Roland, this slightly less steep section. Actually, it just almost dives down here, and you think it's almost over, thank goodness. But then there's a dreadful kick up in the last 500 meters. This is virtually flat here, just a tiny little bit of a rise, with Chris Froome still drilling the pace along on the front. Wiggins has had able support, more than able support from Team Sky today. But look at the riders hanging on in the wheel here, using the pace setting of Team Sky. Tomblaine-La has got the hurry-up call, got the call from the team car saying, you've got to go for it, you've got to do it, you're going to be our best place rider tonight. Froome, Wiggins, Evans, the defending champion, Nibali, and a brilliant ride by Rein Taramai here from Estonia. Now Tony Galopin leads Frank Schleck under the kilometre to go banner. Inside the last 500, this is absolutely foul, this section, and Evans knows that he can go for this one. It's like a finish at the Mur de Huy. He's won there, and away goes Evans. He's the best sort of finisher in these sections. Froome is chasing after him. Froome wants to go past Evans and crack him. He wants to crack the man's morale. Evans looks at it. I can't stick with it, and Chris Froome is going to take the stage win for Team Sky. Evans and Wiggins are locked together behind with Nibali, but that's a terrific turn of pace.
Deuxième du Tour d'Espagne. Evans à la deuxième place.
Wins the stage ahead of Cadel Evans and Bradley Wiggins. Time I couldn't live with that pace, but that is still a brilliant ride by the young Estonian. And Nibali hung on in there. Well, we've seen today, Sean, as we always say, you may not win the Tour on this one stage, but you've seen who is not.
Allez, dégage-toi!
Allez, Rose!
Achète! Ah, elles vont caler là!
Cancellara! Allez Thomas! Ouais, c'est pas clair!
Tomblaine-La, he's driving on towards the line. I think the gap has been cut down a little bit on the flat by Pierre Rolland and Janez Brakovic, and Menchov is just absolutely in shreds. With the first time we've ever been to this finish at La Planche de Belleville. There won't be much beautiful about this, the memories of some of these riders today. Nicolas Roche. Good finish by Nicolas Roche, ahead of Frank Schleck. Schleck, one of the first big names to go bang. Richie Porte comes over, having done all that work. They know in their radio earpieces that Chris Froome has taken the win. Thibaut Pinot comes over, good ride by Pinot. Samuel Sanchez, another massive favourite for today. Nowhere. Looks like Daniel Martin is coming up behind my pick for today. That's a good ride. There's finishes. Dan Martin finishes ahead of the yellow jersey of Cancellara, and more importantly Jurgen van den Broek with Jelle van den Dert and Rui Costa of Movistar. All big loss for the leader from Lotto Belisol. 2 minutes. 2 minutes also plus for Scarponi and for Thomas Voeckler. Bouke Mollema and Valverde coming towards the line here. Vinokurov, Valverde, Mollema comes over the line. And there is Sylvain Chavanel, third place, out of the window now. Vasily Kirienka coming over. Where is Robert Hessink?